This is the finale of season 1. Welcome back to Like Father, Like Son. Sorry for the delay in this episode coming out. I lost my voice for a little while. And also, my father actually took a whole week just to finish the marathon.
Oh.
So,
You can't see me happy, can you? You just cannot see me. I'm delighted. I finished it, and I think that stings a little bit with you.
well, I mean, it's the fact that you walk around the whole house genuinely just saying 26.3 miles. Oh, yeah, would you like a coffee? 26.3 miles.
I did 26.3 miles, mate. Just get used to it. Even I must admit that I was taking the mick when I was like, wearing the medal in bed, in the shower. I've been wearing that medal absolutely everywhere.
Amazing.
I've got it on under my clothes right now.
Oh, wow. So obviously it was a very Richie sort of marathon because it didn't just happen, did it? You didn't just turn up to Edinburgh and just run and you got across the line and finished. Like, there's a few special things that happened, wasn't there?
Of course there was. I mean, who wants to be boring and just like, I mean, a lot of people, what did you do? I got up in the morning, I put my trainers on, I ran, I finished, end of. Not me. I've always got to have a little bit of a story, and stories there were. No, first I have to say, you should do it, honestly. I know you're never going to do it, but you should. It's got to be on your bucket list. Everyone that's listening, do a marathon.
I've already done
so
2
good.
half marathons.
Oh, grow up.
Which is basically a marathon.
I mean, yeah.
So...
No, listen, it is so fulfilling and the atmosphere is amazing. So you've got like all of these kids like going, oh, do you want a sweetie? Do you want? And they're just handing out sweeties at the side. So loads of the kids were handing out jelly babies, right? Which is very cool. So
Your favourite?
My favourite, right? So Sarah, who's running with me, she's a lovely person, and she's thinking, oh, we keep running past these kids. So then she ends up stopping and just puts her hand into this little tin, and that particular kid was giving out raisins and Polo mints.
Raisins have to surely be one of the absolute worst sweets. Like,
Well, they're not even sweet, so
well, I mean, but
let's
like
say
that is the most unfortunate.
I know.
Like, she's gone for a lucky dip. It's a 50-50. She's gone amazing. Yeah, great. Gonna get some sweets. Cool. She's got chocolate. It is probably the worst one you could get.
Exactly. Raisins and boiled sweets. What kind of evil little kid is this?
But how do you eat a boiled sweet whilst running?
Do you want a sweetie? And you've just got a massive gobstopper in there. It's like
the worst possible thing to try and eat.
You're just gonna like die in the next couple of miles and just be like, have a great run. Have a great run. Enjoy the gobstopper. So, no, I had a good little chuckle at that.
Yeah, we've also been having a lot of, I've been having a lot of tweets, a lot of texts, a lot of emails, a lot of Instagram, a lot of any social media possible about your nipples. How did they fare in this marathon? Because obviously it was a voice of concern going in.
There was a lot of people interested in my nipples, and I've met people around the country that they've just said, hey, how you doing? How's your nipples?
Well, we're going into international because, I mean, met some Americans the other day. They're listening to it, and they did actually say I was funnier, and I had to maybe get that in here just to tell everybody. But Americans find me funnier, and they were also...
Have a think about that. The American sense of humour finds
I'm big,
you funny.
I'm loud, I get it.
Yeah, you know why they find you funny? Because they don't know what humour is, do they? They're like going, oh, I've no idea what that is. I don't know what that is. I think that the young one sounds a bit chirpy. I think that's called humour. Oh.
Yeah, well, what I'm trying to say, though, is that the Americans found me funnier, but they were also trying to basically ask, because like they literally were just asking about your nipples. It was a weird moment, actually.
Well, listen, I had to, I think the best way to say it is I had to cream up, before the marathon started, yeah?
Of all the things.
Vaseline, or how do you say it?
It's Vaseline.
Right. I mean, the Americans were saying Vaseline. How'd you get on with the Vaseline? But basically, I did a good job. But my left nipple, which has been the troublesome of the two brothers. Are your nipples brothers or are they sisters? I don't know.
I think they're nipples, aren't they?
I think the nipples.
Just think they're
But
nipples.
the left nipple basically still rebelled. It was swollen. I'm not going to lie. It was so swollen that it actually crossed the line 45 minutes before me.
Oh, wow.
It got its own time, and it was very happy with its time.
So, did you get 2 medals? Is what I want to know.
Just one hanging off my nipple, and there's plenty room for you to hang you could hang a whole load of medals on that nipple, I'm telling you. So it was very good. So that was funny. There was one other little thing. We were running by the sea. It's a beautiful marathon, the Edinburgh Marathon, and a bit of it you're running along Portobello, and honestly there's some houses that look out onto the sea, and Sarah and me are running along, and Sarah had seen what I hadn't seen and slightly looked the other way, but there was a man probably in his 70s and he was waving at the runners, so I waved up at him, only to see a man stretching, and all he had on was a leather thong.
That has
And
got to
I
be.
felt unwell at that moment.
That's got to be one of the weirdest things you could possibly see whilst running a marathon.
What makes a man get up in the morning and think, I know, marathon, thousands of people are going to be running
But
past
I'm going to
here.
cheer him on. He's a supportive nudist. I like that. He's thought about it. You know what I mean? He's gone, I'm going to be supportive, but I am doing it
I'm
in a
not fully in
thong.
agreement with your actions, but I like your attitude.
Yeah, he's someone that you'd want on the sideline.
Well, I don't want him anywhere near me, to be honest. I was the one that waved to him and got tangled up in his horrible grubby
Well, did you do that
world.
awkward thing of you started waving, you
Oh, I
realised
pulled
hands straight back
you
down?
got to understand, I was right out of there. I was glad I was running. Keep moving, keep moving. This is horrible.
That's probably the quickest bit of your
yeah.
that little section was when you started sprinting, actually.
Exactly. But no, so I was doing really well. It was going really good. And then, I mean, this is where this story... Tamsin, your mum, my wife, she was very, very great cheerleader. At mile 16, she cheered us on. At mile 21, son, something bad happened. I was sick.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh, and not only was I sick. I mean, you know this, but I don't know the listeners.
So you've done a Paula Rad. So I was thinking you were going to do a Paula.
No.
But you've done it, but out your mouth.
Yeah. I have not done what Paula did, and I don't think we need to go any further into that. But can I just say, I'm known in the family as somebody who, when I'm sick, I'm loud. Yeah, I'm loud. I mean, we don't want to make too much of being sick on this because people are probably listening to it whilst eating. Is there anyone going to be doing that?
That was one of the weirdest, because you were looking at me for like help, and I was like, I don't know what people do when they listen to this. Mainly in the car or on the go.
Maybe the people that are listening to this are stretching with a leather thong on,
Right,
waving
well-
at marathon runners.
And if you are, we don't condone that. As like
We
Father
don't.
Lights.
We disagree
And
with
also
that.
as well, is that I thought you said, people might be listening to this whilst being sick, and I was that's what I thought you were going
Well,
with
that
it.
would be completely rubbish. I mean, listening to somebody talk
We might,
about
hey,
being
we might be
sick.
soothing, you know.
Yeah, we might be soothing. You're right.
But someone out there who feels sick, we might be helping them right now.
So I, on mile 21, absolutely, what I'm going to say is chucked my load. And as you know, I'm not a quiet, sick guy.
No, you're not. You're
'Cause-
really not.
I think that'd be good for the listeners to hear that you're sick quite a lot. You like being sick. I mean, it's
I
like,
don't like being sick. I
if
just
you were
am
asked your
sick.
hobbies, I think being sick would be one of them.
Well, it's like the interesting fact about me and sick is that I have been sick to every new place I've ever been, basically. Like, we go on holiday, I've been sick there.
You have.
Go for a week in Spain, yeah, I've chundered
Yeah.
here.
So that would be something that you're quite frequent. I'm not very frequent. I'm not sick very much. But when I am sick, and I think that's what I do, I gather up the noise of all the other times that I've never been sick.
Brilliant.
And I let people know that I'm being sick. Very loud, very loud. And so, yeah, very loud. And basically, I was so loud, well, in the marathon, mile 21, that the kind of like, first aid guy who was quite far away actually
He's ran after you.
He came running. This is not somebody being sick. This is way worse than that. So anyway, he ran and he got to me, and he asked me when I sort of kind of finished, he says, "Oh, are you feeling dizzy?" To which I was like, no, I'm not feeling dizzy. Because I was like ready to run again. I've been sick, let's go. And he's like, oh, no, wait there, are you feeling dizzy? And I'm saying, no, I'm not dizzy, I need to go. And then he says, well, listen, mate. He says, I've got half a Mars bar in my bag that I can let you have. I mean, can I just say, there's many things wrong with that.
Yeah. Is it like, well, it's the only thing is it doesn't quite tie in, because it would have been funny if it was a Snickers, because you could have done the classic have a Snickers, you're not you when you're hungry, like that could have been quite funny, and you could have, I'm gonna be, because you've seen the adverts, right?
I have, yeah.
I mean, but a Mars bars, it doesn't really go, does it? Oh, have half a, but also you are right in saying like, why half?
Exactly. Who's up the other half?
Yeah.
And the other thing is, what does he think, a man who's just been sick? The last thing I want to do is eat anything. I mean, what is wrong with him?
Yeah,
I'm
true.
just like, oh yeah, I've just been sick. Have you got any chips? Have you got any?
Where's
got
that
a pie?
Where's that kebab I ordered?
I've just been sick. Any cakes? Any donuts? I mean, I wasn't happy with that.
But also sick, like you'd want fruit, surely, or something.
I don't
A
want
Mars
anything.
bar.
I don't want.
No, but if you
anything.
were to eat something, you wouldn't be going down the sweet and confectionery sort of. You'd be going for something that's a bit more,
I love that. I wouldn't be
fruit.
going down the confectionery route.
Well,
if
yeah.
I was.
I mean, you got to think about it logically. Is
Right.
that are you going?
I'm not going down any routes.
Oh, I've just
mate.
been
I've
sick.
just
Let's get
been
some
sick,
Skittles.
exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It doesn't go
Well,
like
listen. So if the thing that's funny, by then Sarah had left me. She was kind of doing well. She left me at mile 12. I'm not gonna lie. And so my friend Dennis.
that. How did that conversation go, by the way?
No, it was fine.
Did you just kind of run
We'd
off?
said from the beginning. I says, listen, Sarah, you are much faster.
Did you just?
than me."
Because the thing is, what I'd have done is I'd have started waving at you. I'm just trying to do that as a podcast.
I know.
I've
That's
literally
why
just
I
waved
laughed,
at you.
because I thought he has made a face and no one will ever see it.
Podcast face.
The thing is that Dennis, who was like kind of like my coach guy, he's
Shout out to Dennis.
brilliant. He was a legend. And so, well, I say legend. When I was being sick, I thought, oh, he's gone a bit quiet. It feels like he's really kind of concerned for me. He was taking selfies. I've got a whole load of photos of me puking my load.
Ooh, okay, right. I'm
But-
gonna put this out there right now. Look at the panic in your face. Amazing. If we get enough tweets and stuff in, we will release them on Like Father Like Son Instagram.
Oh, grow up. No.
Tweet us in for those pictures, ladies and gentlemen.
There's one picture, and I think you know the one I mean, where honestly, that was mile 22, where genuinely Dennis looks like he looks like he's just started. He looks like he's on mile 2.
Yeah, I know the one you
And
mean.
I-
He looks like he's like gone to like find a runner to photobomb
Oh,
them.
yeah. I look like I've not even got enough strength to keep my face up. It's
You
like
did.
my whole face is collapsing, and I'm trying my best. I'm using all my might and energy just to keep my face in its normal place.
You do look a bit like your face is melting. That's what it looks like.
It's really true. And I mean, mile 23, everything was tired. Yeah, my eyebrows were tired.
How does that
honestly,
even work?
I know. It felt like my eyebrows were giving up. They were just like, oh. Meanwhile, my nipples sprinting on. I mean, round about that. It's not waiting for me to be sick. It's crossing the line. So, no, Dennis was brilliant. And I did not want any gels, right? So, like, I'd planned to take maybe 2 or 3 gels on. There's these gels that people the actual official marathon people hand out. Well, I couldn't have any because I'd been sick, because I didn't want any. So, I mean, not only now am I running mile 24, 25, absolutely dying, but I'm feeling like I'm going to pass out because I've not had enough energy in my system. I mean, you know, at one
You've
point,
also just sicked up everything that you've tried to put in.
Yeah, Dennis says to me, oh, come on, mate, you've only got 2 miles to go. That's nothing. Ooh, Dennis, I'll be the judge of that, mate. I've just done 24 miles, buddy. Do you know what I mean?
After 24, two's quite a lot, isn't it?
It really is. But there was some nice things that kids would shout out. So near the end, you're on mile 25, and kids are like, just a mile to go, and then you'll never have to run again. Yeah, that sounded a bit more sinister and dark than, I think it was just a child being lovely, but I've made it sound like some kind of old woman that's like, aye, there's a body in the coffin.
I don't really even know what to say to any of that. I'm just looking at you like pure amazement that that's now probably got onto a podcast that people will listen to.
I love that.
Brilliant.
Just little old woman shouting at the side.
Yeah,
of the
no, we don't have to.
marathon.
We don't have to revisit.
Aye, there's a body in the coffin.
Brilliant, amazing. I'm actually having to tell my dad to move on from
So,
talking
no,
about
listen, when I crossed the line, I was so... Now, I mean, this is called like father, like son, but my father was there right at the end, and it was beautiful. He shouted, come on, Mark, I'm proud of your son. And I thought, well, that must be amazing to feel like you're proud of your son. Because I've never had that feeling. And I hope
Okay.
maybe one day I will.
that.
but-
Has literally hurt.
Hi, there's a body in the coffin. I really have liked
My
that way too much. I mean, people are thinking, that's not funny. Why does he keep saying it?
Yeah, I know. And while you're running the marathon, you've also took my self-esteem along with it. So cheers. Okay.
And then I had a little group of people right at the very end
Yeah.
shouting us on. So I was so happy. So thanks to everyone that actually cheered me on and really wanted me
Well, yeah,
to do well.
I think obviously because this was the finale, we wanted to make a bit of a big deal about it because people were genuinely, how's it getting on? How's the training? Da, 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 da. So I thought, obviously, it'd be quite nice for the people to hear. I mean, the people, the people that are listening to kind of hear how it went. And so glad you did it.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah, that's the
made me
only
feel
bit
good.
of empathy you're gonna get.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
because I mean, you have literally said that you've never been proud of me. But okay, so the marathon done. So obviously this is our kind of last one. We were kind of obviously we did this first series to kind of test it out. Loads of people are loving it, and we want to say thank you for that, obviously. And we were just kind of thinking that we've loved it so much that we kind of want to basically, hopefully, be going on to series 2, which is something that we very much want. But obviously, we wanted to kind of make it not necessarily different, but we were just thinking of ideas, and so obviously we're gonna, rebrand, make the graphics look better, and there's obviously some stuff like that. Maybe, and again, we're just kind of thinking of ideas to kind of put in it. So obviously there's been a few that have been thrown around which I just wanted to discuss with you because I think they could be quite funny or really awful. So I mean, obviously Mum and my sister Kezia, like, they do want to get involved, and now I don't want to say they're not funny, but like, I wouldn't say their comedy is as strong as ours. Is the nice way I'm trying to put it.
Thank you.
So obviously there's, and I was thinking of like interview, like maybe another person being on for like obviously just like one episode or whatever.
What, like interview David Beckham, that kind of thing?
Well, yeah, I mean, how cool would that be? Like, you get
that would
Brooklyn
be amazingly
Beckham,
cool.
Brooklyn, his eldest son, 19 years old. He's a great guy. Never met him, but he looks great.
Yeah.
And David Beckham, talk about fathers and sons.
Yeah,
and
I think we're likely on this podcast to be interviewing Bill from Grimsby more than
how's the plumbing business going, Bill?
more than David Beckham. But if we could, it would be quite fun to interview some people and get some other voices on it. I'm with you about Tamsin and Kezia. I mean, listen, if we've got to, we would do it. But it's just going to mean a lot of me going, yes, love. That's right, love. No,
Hilarious.
hilarious.
Everyone laugh at your mum's joke. So obviously there was another one as well, is of kind of doing live shows and like where we could actually do them. Because I was thinking like, I just think there's some crazy stuff. And what we're trying to do here as well is we'd like you guys to get involved as well, tweeting us in, or Facebook or whatever, or even talking to us in person if you are in the Nottingham area, of just like cool things that we can basically do for series 2. Now, there is one that I was thinking of potentially trying to sort of do a show at a football stadium.
Oh, Oh, that would be really cool.
But the thing is that like if it was during a game, I don't think you'd be able to hear us. And also, you'd have to
depends
edit.
what crowd. I mean, if you went to like a lower league, Lincoln City, I think you'd be able to hear us. I think the fans would be going, shh, could you lads pipe down? We're trying to watch the football game.
But I was thinking as well is that you'd have to probably do a lot of, well, I would have to do a lot of editing of the other people around us.
There could be a few words
Oh,
shouted.
we're going to have to pause for a second as I've got to edit out
That's
this
a
chant.
great idea. But here's a few other things. We could do it from a helicopter. Imagine doing the show from a helicopter.
I mean, there's no idea too stupid, but
Right.
that is pretty stupid.
A
Like,
hot air balloon. We could, mind you, that just wouldn't sound like anything. Oh no, you'd have the flame. Yeah, the flames now and again.
I'm standing. That's it.
Or we could make. So what's that? A helicopter, a hot air balloon. Oh, great idea. We could actually do a podcast from a coffin.
Oh, we've gone. Don't go back to the coffin. Just leave all of that behind you.
Hi, there's a body in the coffin.
Brilliant.
Hi. Oh, no, wait there. Hi, there's a podcast in the coffin. Definitely. That could be like our little theme tune. Love it. Love it. So I had a few. Well, I thought we could do a road trip. We could get in the car, do a bit in the car, and then stop at different places.
Yeah.
Maybe stop at different service stations.
I mean, we should maybe make this a TV show. Ooh. Oh yeah, there's the other one is that potentially we're going to, for the YouTube, you might be able to see our faces. While we're doing the podcast, we're still in,
we're in talks.
We're in talks. Can't
don't
say
know
too
who we're
much.
Talking with. Who are we talking with?
Anybody.
I don't even think we're talking with anyone now.
No, we're talking to people on this podcast. Please help us.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
That's what we're doing.
Have you got 2 cameras and can edit it? That'd be great. So yeah, we got a few ideas. I mean, we're obviously bantering around, but we do want to come back bigger and stronger for series 2. Yeah, so we've got some good ideas with that. Now we are going to go on to the last little ever potential. No, it's not. Is it going to be the last sports section ever?
Oh,
because that's another thing for series 2. Will we keep the sports show?
I think some
section?
things. I know some things are strong. I don't know. Like maybe dad quote. People like the dad quote. But we have had a bit of pushback on the sports section. That's why we call it the sports section. It's not going to be about sport. Don't panic. That's the little theme tune.
It's the sports section. Please don't turn off. That's that's now what it's called. Sports section, but please do not turn off.
Yeah.
So the sports section this week is literally because obviously I went to the FA Cup final, but I was actually in the Man U section when I'm actually a Chelsea fan.
Yes.
What's the saying? I was a sheep in wolf's clothing. No, wolf in sheep's clothing. Is that it?
Right. I think we skip past that. I think we just go. Right
I'm also doing the dad quote today, so that's really gone for me.
Oh, great! That is perfect.
So yeah, I loved the day out. Incredible day. Going down to London. London's stupendously expensive for absolutely everything.
Just everything. It's like a welcome to London. Could you just pin a tenner to this sign?
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
Why? You're breathing London air. That's £10, please. What? So yeah. Again, great day. The only real thing that happened is that I've noticed that when I'm actually at live football, I can't really contain my excitement or anything. I just get a bit weird. And so when Chelsea did score their
so you're
penalty,
in the Man United end. You're surrounded by Man United fans.
Yeah.
Your team Chelsea score.
Well, they get a penalty.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a basic, which they did score.
So how did you deal with this?
Well, I kind of just stood up and I then realised, I'm standing up. I've brought already there's a tension on me. I need to make this. So I just started, you diver, and just started really aggressively shouting at the Chelsea fans, going in my head like, this is amazing, we're going to score, but also trying to outwardly really be annoyed at the whole thing.
It was so brilliant.
It was just, I'm going to say it was one of the weirdest experiences ever because you're trying, in your mind, you've got one thing going on. Outwardly you've got another. And the guy I went with, I'm going to give him a shout out. He's a great guy. Sam Mellor.
He's not so great.
Hey. So yeah, Sam Mellor, basically we went with him and he is a Man U fan. And even he was just, when your mate looks at you, just, what are you
What are
doing?
you
Like,
doing?
because he obviously knew I was a Chelsea fan. So he was
Exactly.
like,
I
what?
think you did a great thing there because you kind of basically had a whole load of energy going on in the inside and it had to come out one way or another.
Yeah.
It wasn't just, you couldn't just keep it in. So the fact that you got up and shout, I love that. You
And
just
it's really funny as well because we scored that about 30 minutes in or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's about 60-ish minutes to go. And I'm not, because I was trying to keep myself from I was quite nervous at the time. So obviously I then realised how much we need to win this.
Yeah.
So yeah, then basically I just sat for the entire time and just chewed and like my nails to like absolute shreds.
They were in ribbons.
Yeah, when you're just like they're starting to bleed, but you've carried on. Like
oh,
it was.
I know about bleeding, mainly nipples, but I know about bleeding.
Right, amazing, brilliant. So yeah, you see, it was a weird day. It was a weird experience. It was obviously Chelsea won, so I was happy, but also because you're in the Man U end where everyone's disappointed that they've lost.
I know.
It's just a weird feeling because you think you've won, but you think you've lost. It's just confusing. It's just like, what?
Yeah. Well, listen. I mean, we keep saying sports section without any sport, but you and me, we've got to come clean. We are big footy fans.
Yeah, but again, hey, before you...
don't panic.
Don't panic before you... We have got another... Because obviously the World Cup is coming
Yes.
soon. We're very excited. Just very quickly, who do you think is going to win it?
I think it's going to be... what did I put? Germany.
Germany.
I think it's going to be
I think it's actually going to be Spain. Spain have just sacked the manager, so that's going to go really well for me.
2 days before the start, they've sacked their manager.
But we have got a story now, which it is football related, but it's just very funny. Like, as in, so
What?
yeah. So obviously, me and my dad, we do this every single time.
Hold on, we're going to talk about the wall planners, right?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about filling them in, right?
Yeah.
Right, that's cool. We can talk about that.
This is the second time you've done this. We've got it planned out. We know what we're talking about. You don't have to confirm with me. The whole point of a podcast is we keep going and it's quite smooth. Oh, are we going to talk about this now? It's not a good podcast, Dad. I'm trying to keep this professional. Look at you.
Body in the coffin.
No, don't go back to that. Don't go back to an easy joke. So obviously every single time we go get the wall planners and we kind of do like what we think's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we kind of like write ours down. Obviously we had separate ones. And well, yeah, Dad, just talk to us about how you acquired.
Oh, he's
The wall
done
planners.
me here. He's completely done me. I thought we were going to talk about filling them in and then we were going to move on. That's what we said. But no, you're making me confess something right now.
Quick.
Oh, right. I'm not proud of what I did. And I really hope that I don't get into any trouble.
And as of like father like son, we do again not condone this behaviour, but
not condone this behaviour.
go ahead.
Right. So we wanted to fill a wall planner in, and last time, I don't know if you remember this because you were like probably 8 or something. Basically, we got one wall planner and we put in pencil my results and in pen your results. But this time I thought, no, we need a wall planner each. So one of the national newspapers were doing a free wall planner in the middle of their newspaper, and I went to purchase that. And somehow, listen, I don't know, I was as surprised as anyone. Somehow I managed to get 2 wall planners in that newspaper. Yeah, I stole a wall planner from one of
So
the
what you've
other-
done is you've gone into the supermarket.
Yeah, let's say that.
Other supermarkets are available.
I don't want a supermarket coming after me. That's why
So basically, you've gone to a newspaper.
Yeah.
Other newspapers are available. You've taken one of the wall planners out of that to then put into the other newspaper that's already got a wall chart in it.
Yeah. So I came out with one newspaper and two wall planners.
So the funny thing about this is that obviously that's, okay, fair enough, you've done something that's probably no one else would do, but one's enough. That's why there's one in there for a reason. He comes back into the house, just going, I've done
I felt
such a bad
I
thing.
felt bad. I felt like I'd done a really terrible.
And I'm just
terrible
looking at him like, what the heck? So I'm thinking he's run somebody over.
thing. No,
He's
come on. Maybe
Well,
a cat.
hey,
Maybe a cat.
maybe a cat, but I mean, it looked when your father's coming in going, "Oh, I've done a really bad thing."
You think, oh, great, we'll put it on a podcast. Is that what you think?
Well,
a lot
yeah.
of people be like, oh no, hide your shame. Hide your shame, but not you.
So obviously, when your dad does come in saying this, you confuses anything. You're like, "What the heck has he done this time?" Because I mean, he can't do a marathon without something going wrong.
You know how, I don't know how criminals do it though, right? Because I was in the line and I'm panicking thinking, oh no, that wall planner's made the newspaper look too fat. That newspaper's looking unnaturally fat. Honestly, I've got all these thoughts going through my head. And I mean,
Did you use
imagine me
yourself?
trying to rob a bank. I would be totally useless.
Did you use self checkout as well?
No.
I was gonna say, like, even less people to even question you
no,
about it.
I used the normal one for the lady, but
Well, there's your first mistake.
I know. I'm not a great criminal, am I? But anyway, now successfully we've filled our wall planners in.
Success. So yeah, so we got the wall planners. I mean, I
We have gone through every single game and put what we think the score is.
Yeah, right. Let's
And
not
I
make us
mean,
sad. Let's
Yeah,
not, you
no,
know,
we are sad. We
Don't
both of
right
us
yet,
have done
but
that. And
you-
you've got, who did you say are going to win? You've got Spain.
Spain.
I've got Germany. You watch now. It'll be Costa Rica.
Yeah.
That'll win the World Cup.
Panama. So again, for the finale, we are nearly coming to an end, and I'm very upset about that. But I said that I was going to do the dad
Yeah,
quote.
this is going to be so.
So, you know, finale,
rubbish.
kind of a little bit of a twist, make
Yeah.
it different. I'll do it instead of you.
I'm doing it, Dad. My quote is, look before you leap. Always wash your hands after you've been to the toilet. I think it was Martin Luther King that said that.
Right. Okay. Brilliant. No. So I've got one.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen.
This is
the
actually-
dad quote. You're not a dad, but you're not a dad yet,
Just
are
to-
you? Don't tell me that on air.
What has happened there?
Don't tell me that on a podcast.
It's from a life experience.
Oh.
A great man once said to me, "It's not what happens to you in life; it's how you deal with it."
That's from me. That was an actual quote from me to
Yeah.
you. That actually is a dad quote.
Yeah.
You absolute beauty. Well done. You've nailed. When you said to me that you were going to do it, I thought, oh no.
Well, do you know what? So funny enough, that sounds.
always greener. Grass is always greener on the other side.
But
Is
no,
that
so the funny bit about this is that it sounds like a really lovely quote. It was after I stalled the car after like, you know,
Just
after
say
I'd
it
been.
again. Just say it again so I get in full glory. And could you say, and that quote is by Mr. Mark Ritchie.
It's not what happens to you in life; it's how you deal with it. Quote: Mark Ritchie, aged 45.
And another quote is,
You're not 45. That's the awkward bit. Innit?
another
50,
quote from
go on.
Mr. Mark Ritchie.
There's a body in the coffin.
I love that. I know that no one else has found it funny, but I can't stop saying it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it all day.
Good.
That's going to go
Great.
weird.
That's gonna be amazing.
Just a like little young child goes past. Oh, little kid, there's a body in the coffin.
So yeah, that's the dad quote. I mean, it was after I stalled a car. Yeah, from an actual
So
father.
Listen, we're obviously going to be back for season 2, but before we do, I just want to say that if you thought, do you know what, that Mark Ritchie sounds quite funny, because a lot of people have thought that.
If you've thought, oh, Jordan's not going on tour with the show,
Yeah.
but the other one's quite funny.
Yeah, so I
This is
am
for you.
doing a show at the Edinburgh Fringe and I'm excited. So the show is called Bob's Not My Uncle and Other Devastating Truths.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. And it's on from the 13th to the 17th of August. And it's at Greenside, that's Emerald Theatre. And it's on at 10 o'clock at night. I'm doing it late. I'm doing it late.
I've got
10 o'clock,
I've got,
10 till 11. I'm out with the kids, mate. I'm
I've
out
got
with
work the next day.
I've got work. You sound like granddad. I've got work the next day. I can't be going to that nonsense. So yeah, if you're in Edinburgh, or why not come up to Edinburgh? That would be so brilliant. If you do come, then come to me at the end and say, "Oh, I've been listening to Like Father, Like Son."
Well, yeah,
and I'll
you just
shake your hand.
yeah, you'll there'll be a left nipple.
There will be, yeah. £5 a ticket. That's not bad. Come on. Five. Oh. He's like, ooh, you've oversold yourself there a bit. I'd have gone for £1.
No, great show. It sounds amazing, but £5 is quite a
You
lot.
can get a lot for £5. And we want an hour of nipple material.
Well, that's it for
Oh, I feel emotional.
series 1.
We're still going to see each other, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah, Dad. We'll see you. So please, obviously, as we say at the end of every single episode, obviously, please go back and listen to a few. Tell us what your favorite moment is. Tell us what your favorite episode is. But yeah, stay tuned to the social medias that we do have for when series 2 will be dropping. I'm hopefully it's not going to be too far away. We're hoping that it's only going to be a couple months break and then we're straight back on it. Maybe not even that long. Who knows?
Who knows?
So if you do want to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and iTunes. So the iTunes, you just literally type in Like Father, Like Son. For the YouTube, you type in Like Father, Like Son podcast. And then for all our social medias, you type in at LFLS podcast and you'll find us. Literally, it's 2 stick men at the moment. You'll see it. It says podcast. It's so clear. It is so clear. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed series 1. Yeah, again, obviously, thank you so much for the feedback that we've had from it. It's made us obviously love it and want to do series 2. So yeah, we'll see you guys hopefully on the episode 1 of series 2. You looking forward to it?
I am. I'm excited. I'm just glad to be back with you. Just to get, because like what the listeners don't know is we never see each other other than these moments.
Oh, wow. Can't wait for series 2. We'll see you then. Cheers. Thanks.
Bye.